will be a crash course about the Manhattan Project.
The main points we'll be covering are the building and testing, the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and the effects of the bombing.
As World War II progressed, in 1939, German scientists discovered how to split the uranium atom.
Fears began to spread about the potential for the Nazis to develop a destructive bomb.
Many scientists were concerned about this possibility and did not want this weapon to fall in the wrong hands.
Albert Einstein and Leo Szilard wrote a letter to FDR called the Einstein Letter. This was informing him about the potential for nuclear weapons.
President Roosevelt received the letter on October 11, 1939, and he agreed to proceed with the project. The Advisory Committee on Uranium, which further developed into the matters observed in Einstein's letter. They concluded that uranium would provide a possible source of the bombs with a destructiveness vastly greater than anything now known.
After all the project's hard work, they were first ready to test the bomb. Codenamed Gadget. Nearly $2 billion were spent in the Manhattan Project, and it was either pay off or fail. They searched for an ideal test site, and they came up with New Mexico. Codenamed Trinity, this site was close to Los Alamos, isolated from populated areas, and flat. On July 16, 1945, the first atomic bomb was detonated in the Trinity test. Gadget was positioned to a 100-foot tower and detonated at around 5:30 a.m. No one anticipated what followed. A flash that could be seen for 200 miles lit up the morning sky. The resulting mushroom cloud reached 40,000 feet in the air and blew out windows of civilian homes up to 100 miles away. When the cloud descended to the earth, it created a half-mile wide crater. The temperature reached a point where it was 10,000 times hotter than the surface of the sun. This resulting was enough to turn sand into glass. The bomb had the explosive power equivalent to 20,000 tons of TNT.
Some recent work by K. Rooney and L. Szilard, which has been communicated to me in manuscript, leads me to expect that the element uranium may be turned into a new and important source of energy in the near-distant future. Certain aspects of the situation, which has arisen, soon to call for manufacturers and, if necessary, quick action on the part of the administration. I believe that is my duty to bring to your attention the following facts and recommendations.
Michael, what is the name of this letter? The Obamacare. No, you're stupid.
Hiroshima was chosen to be bombed as it was of military importance. The 2nd Army headquarters was based in Hiroshima and was also a communications center and produced supplies for the Japanese army. Hiroshima contained soldiers, but they were vastly outnumbered by civilians.
On August 6, 1945, around 8:15 a.m., an atomic bomb named Little Boy was dropped on Hiroshima, Japan, by an American plane known as Enola Gay, piloted by Paul Tibbets.
Little Boy had a force of 12,500 tons of TNT. The bomb was dropped on the center of Hiroshima and destroyed 13 square kilometers, or 5 square miles, of the city. This area included many homes and commercial buildings. The morning of the bombing, the civilians were caught by surprise, as just 45 minutes ago, the all clear had been given. There were industrial workers, families, school children outside when the bomb was dropped. The bomb exploded 2,000 feet above ground, instantly killing 80,000 people.
In all, approximately 140,000 people died due to the bombing of Hiroshima, and an estimated 237,062 people died from both the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, radiation poisoning and cancer.
Just 3 days after a horrifying bombing of Hiroshima, the atomic bomb Fat Man, named after Winston Churchill, was dropped on Nagasaki, Japan, on August 9, 1945. Major Charles Sweeney, flying the B-29 Boxcar, originally targeted the city of Karuka. However, due to the thick clouds obscuring the city, Sweeney was forced to divert and strike Nagasaki instead.
Only 2.6 square miles were affected. Nonetheless, 40% of Nagasaki was in ruins, and about 70,000 people died by the end of the year due to the bombing.
The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were devastating. Japan had lost its military and economic foothold since Hiroshima, one of their largest military posts, has been utterly destroyed. And Nagasaki, one of their major naval bases, has been obliterated. Both cities have been important to Japan, and both cities have been almost wiped off the map. The Nagasaki bombing alone destroyed nearly 19,600 houses. There is no official count for Hiroshima. Japan now had less supplies and men to work with. They were beginning to slip into the hands of defeat.
Estimates of casualties in Hiroshima range from 100,000 to 180,000, while casualties in Nagasaki ranged anywhere from 50,000 to 100,000. The total casualties could be anywhere between 150,000 to 280,000 people. The main causes of death and injury were flash burns from blazing buildings, and the resulting blast and falling debris from the explosion.
Go.
Let's go to the thought bubble. Condemned. Ruined it. Reflected. Condemned. Codename.
Chris, if you mess up, just keep going.
Alright, ready, set, go.
Some recent work by K. Yearney, L. Scissor, which has been communicated to me. I can't
know how to read.
Some recent work by K.